Finally, my masterpiece is complete. So Zynth, my good old buddy old boy old pal of free content, is putting on an art contest, and this is what I've created. Guess I'll have to make a game now. Now before I begin creating the greatest masterpiece ever made for a tiny art contest that no one's ever heard of, let's go over the rules. The art contest has a theme: put Zynth into a game that he has played. It's almost like he's begging me to make a game. But just before we get into what we are making, the other day I was helping Zynth set some stuff up on his computer when I stumbled across a file. An incredibly embarrassing file that Zynth would never want to see the light of day. So I stole it. If I win this art contest, I'll leak this so-called embarrassing video on the internet. Ha 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 ha! I'm so evil. Anyways, what am I gonna make? How many of you remember the wonderful game Wii Sports Resort and its fantastic minigame Swordplay? And no, don't you dare compare this to Switch Sports. This is art. This is... Ugh. Now, I don't know if Zynth has ever played Wii Sports Resort before, but he has played Elden Ring. So if I just slap a Dark Souls coat of paint and name the game something like Zynth Souls, he'll be none the wiser. But first, I need to remake a motion-controlled game for mouse and keyboard. The easy part of making this game is converting motion controls to mouse and keyboard. In Wii Sports Resort, the angle of your Wiimote determines the angle of your sword. Simple enough. In Zynth Souls, though, the position of your mouse on screen determines the angle of your sword. The actual hard part is everything else. You have to position the sword on screen, make the player grab the sword, make it all look like it's not a hot piece of garbage. All things that are barely possible for me to do. Except for the last one. My games will always be a hot piece of garbage. That's an Astro guarantee. Let's skip past step 1 of positioning the sword on screen. It's actually just a bunch of nerdy math that isn't interesting, and definitely not because I don't remember how it works. Wii Sports Resort cheats when getting the player to grab the sword, because the player has no arms. You just never notice this because you don't have arms either. Ah! In case you didn't notice, Zynth, the main character of this game, does in fact have arms. We're gonna need the dark magic of game development to solve this one. I summon inverse kinematics! Now, when you first hear about inverse kinematics, this is probably how you feel about it. But now that I've learnt about it and used it, none of this has changed at all. But what if I can explain it without causing an apocalypse to occur? According to Wikipedia, in computer animation and robotics, inverse kinematics is the mathematical process of calculating the variable joint parameters needed to place the end of a kinematic chain such as a robot manipulator or animation character skeleton in a given position and orientation relative to the start of the chain. In other words, look at your arm. Let's say that we want your hand to be at this position. Inverse kinematics is just some fancy math that calculates how your shoulder and elbow should rotate to get your hand where you want it to be. In Unity, you can do this by creating a two-bone constraint. When you do this, you'll get a target object and a hint object. The target is simple. This is where you want your hand to be. You can put this on the sword itself, because I didn't program in throwing your sword at the enemy. The hint, on the other hand, tells the constraint which direction the elbow should be sticking out at. Without it, you'd be holding swords like this. Then you can do the exact same thing for the legs, and then a chain IK constraint for bending the spine to the position of the head, then a multi-aim constraint to slightly bend the shoulders towards the sword, then a multi-position and multi-aim constraint working together to set the transform of a target for a twist chain constraint that rotates the spine and collarbone to simulate rotating your body to transfer more momentum into the sword. Wait, where are you going? I haven't even started talking about the inverse kinematics in place for the ragdoll rig! Now, this game looks... well... let's just say it's currently up to my standards for being in one of my videos. But it's not up to snuff for winning any art contests. Normally, I like creating every aspect of my game. textures, 3D models, music, sound effects. I just don't like the idea of using someone else's work. Unfortunately, this is a big project, and I only have a month to make this game, most of which was spent on making a sword move and arms follow it, so allow me to quickly fire off every asset I legally obtained from the Unity Asset Store. These bushes, a couple of trees, lots of dirt, but now shoved in between pebbles. You will never touch this. Sky, a sword, a much cooler sword, a sword sound pack that's actually just two dudes whacking sheet metal with hammers, generic knight, and a skeleton. Now that you're overloaded with information you didn't care for, here's a time lapse of me putting everything in the world just so that you can't process anything happening in this video whatsoever for the next 10 seconds. I've been avoiding actually showing you any gameplay up to this point. And that's probably because there was no gameplay up to this point. Allow me to show you how to play. You move with WASD, move your sword with mouse, yada yada, that part's all intuitive enough. But then you can press this button to attack, and this one to block incoming damage, and this button to dodge. And yeah, that's about all the buttons you can press. But what if I show you intentional and unintentional tech in my game? The first tech is the most basic. By perfectly timing your block when the enemy attacks, you can parry a hit, which stuns the enemy for longer. Secondly, you can start an attack, but you can cancel your attack by blocking if you're still in the wind-up part of your animation. Actually, speaking of animation, the gameplay has no animations in it whatsoever. Every movement is controlled by code. Anyways, back to secret tech in the game. The last piece of tech, I'll coin dash slashing. At any point in the attack animation before end lag, you can input a dash to pause the attack animation. The animation will resume after the dash is finished. Honestly, this tech is completely unintentional that it's in the game, but it's actually my favorite one. Although the gameplay may look solid, it's kind of lacking right now. It lacks that oomph that games need. It's missing the intensity, the drama. I need some dramatic music. No, I'm not using the Unity Asset Store. Music for Dark Souls games is very orchestral. Fortunately, I legally acquired two incredible plugins for orchestral music. As much as I joke about stealing these plugins, they're actually incredibly good for being free. Where was I? Ah yes, there's only one problem with the plugins I have. There's no dramatic choir that has become almost synonymous with Dark Souls games themselves. Let's see how much a choir VST would cost. $520? Well, in the wise words of the internet, and definitely not my mom, we have a choir VST at home. Here, I have a lovely harp that needs some soft choral melody alongside it. Allow me to demonstrate how to get this sound without spending your life savings. Now, that recording was alright, but look what happens when I add autotune to it. Now, rinse and repeat a billion times until you have a soundtrack that's longer than the actual gameplay. By the way, all of the music from this game will be posted on my Bandcamp, free to use, just like every other game that I've made that has music in it. Oh, would you look at that? It's been a month already. Let's see what Zynth thinks of my game.
Let's take a look at these art contest submissions. As you can see here, on my screen, there's something called Zynth's Souls.exe. Does this count as art? Let's run it. What? Huh? What? What is this masterpiece? This is beautiful. Okay. Is this just Wii Sports Resort? Combat? What? You can slash downwards? I can't believe you made an entire soul thing. I think I found a way to cheese this already. Hold on. Oh no. The most intense battle of my life. This is even harder than Millennia. Come on, come on. Second time's a charm. Second time's a charm. Yes! 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 Wait, what the heck? There's another one? There's another one? Snaz, why? She's Snaz, she's Snaz. Oh no, Snaz is better. But Sweat is on, Sweat is on, Sweat is on. You can oh, I didn't know you dodge. Wait, Snaz, I think your cape's on backwards, my friend. The music composition's a bop though. Stop it, Snaz. Snaz, Snaz, we can talk about this, buddy. We can talk about this, buddy. We can talk about this, buddy. Oosh. Oh, Snaz! Snaz! No! No, Snaz, did you play Elden Ring before? Oh! Damn it, Snaz! Damn it, damn it. Oh my gosh. Come on, boy. Come on, Snaz, you will go down. Come on, Snaz. Oh man, it's slow paced though. What the heck? What the heck? Astro the Creator. This is a masterpiece. What the heck? Oh no, I shouldn't have double tagged. Getting greedy. Your guy really likes his downward strikes. Oh, I lied. It changes pitch when you get hit. Oh, okay, Astro smart. Why can't I hit you? This... I can't lose. I have to first try Astro. I have to first try Astro. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy. Why is this... Somehow this is more epic than Elden Ring itself. It is Astro singing. This is somehow far more sweaty than Elden Ring right now. Dodge. Attack. Attack. Opposite. Slash. Back. Back. back up, side slash, back up, down slash, back up, side slash, back up, back up, back up. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Right guard. Down. Yes! I did it! I did it! Oh, congrats to the 0 viewers that got 0 my channel points. Oh? Huh. Oh my gosh. That is... This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Just for pleadings, please, Zynth, I need to win this art contest. My EOGs, I'll give you anything. My firstborn child, my song, the hedgehog. Astro. 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 I saw hedgehog toothbrush. Is it true? Will I get the hedgehog toothbrush?
Woohoo! I won! My game won the art contest! Would you all say I finally made a nice looking game? Don't get used to it though. My next game is going straight back to looking terrible. Speaking of next game, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. When we get there, I'm going to host a coding contest where all you guys make bots for a game that I'll make. Then, we'll bash them against each other like Rock'em Sock'em Robots. So if you think that sounds like fun, subscribe. Anyways, I know what some of you are waiting for. At the beginning of the video, I said, if I win this art contest, I'll leak this so-called embarrassing video on the internet. Here is that so-called embarrassing video. That's not at all what I was expecting.